Hi. My name is Michael Donovan, and I wrote a short story. I wanted to try to write a short story. I usually write log form. I wrote a book like 7 years ago. I'm trying to write a second book now, and I wanted to take a break from that. I'm like almost 200 pages in. Time to take a break. So I wrote two short stories. One of them is like serious, and you'll hear that in a second. If you have like 3 minutes, I'd appreciate if you hear it. If you're not interested, if you want a funny story, click on the funny story. Funny. If you're not interested at all, swipe up, whatever. But yeah, and I'm gonna go read it off now. I try to keep it short. It's like I meant to keep it at like 450 words. It's like 600 some odd words. It's a little over 600. So yeah, and here it is. Bye. Oh, and I'm reading the story now. And 3, 2, fidget. No, I'm just kidding. All right, bye. Ding dong ding. The bell tower sang crookedly, signifying the entering of the 36th hour of the 15th night of the 17th month of the 291st year of their Savior. It's as if the builders set out to make the most hideous noise ever created, Francisco complained. Nonsense, Francois replied. The 4-foot-tall, half-human, half-something else had been tapping his toes to the off-kilter beat. I find it to be quite wonderful. Its rhythm is brutal, and its design is appalling, but without such uniqueness, it would be the same as any other bell tower, would it not? I could do with just a tad more classically appealing music is all. Francisco peeked his head up the North Tower's spiraling staircase, where wood switched to stone and back to wood throughout its route, a further display of the Keen's unpredictability. Stained glass with marvelous yellows, pretty blues, and digestible browns sprayed multicolored spectacles all over the materially inconsistent staircase. I suppose a classic stone staircase would fit the occasion a bit more as well. You're 2 for 2 on nonsense, my dear companion, Francois chuckled. It appeared as though there was no one else in the hallways to hear their conversation, but even if there were, Francisco knew Francois would still be speaking at his hollering volume anyhow. You are to be named the fantastical future for Fortlandia. It is a title without rhyme or reason, so why would the road, or in this instance, the staircase, be ordinary? Francisco breathed in before saying, because men and women died for me to achieve this title. Outside, in the courtyard made of 3 square miles of lakes, rivers, swamps, gardens, and courts for sports, the crowd roared again. Hundreds of men, dozens of women, and Francisco bit his lip and averted his eyes back to the staircase that represented all he hated about this world. A child. He took another breath. I don't even know the girl's name, but she was there, competing with the rest of us, and I, in a moment of unexpected strength, Francisco looked back at Francois, fully intending to admit to his past actions. However, when he saw his peculiar acquaintance gritting, he swallowed his confession instead. And you will be bestowed our highest honor outside of keenship for what you've done. Francois clicked his hooved foot against his taloned foot. I find that just lovely. Francisco could only manage a grunt in response, as 15 stories up, a door cracked against the tower wall. Then a stick, ignited with magenta flames, fell straight down the center of the staircase, nearly exploding when it thumped off of the floor. I believe that's your cue. Francois shoved the next fantastical future for Fortlandia in his bag and watched as the man sprinted in his vibrant pink and sunburnt orange armor around the staircase and to his destiny. Francisco felt no fatigue as he neared the top of the staircase. These last 7 months had trained him so well that he felt he could fall from the top to the bottom of the staircase and only get a scratch. Yet, for all his physical strength, he felt himself still to be that starving, unwanted child mentally. The glass door at the top floor of the castle's northern tower was left wide open just so he could sprint through it, which he did. 4 million people cheered at his entrance under the balcony, and they only grew louder when the Keen grabbed a hold of Francisco's wrist and raised it high for all to see. The crowd never stopped cheering, not once. Not even when Francisco grabbed back at the Keen's wrist, yanked him forward, jumped from the tower, and conjured a plot of otherworldly spikes to meet them at the bottom, ending his time spent in the nonsensical with a worthy partner. Thank you. If you made it all the way to here, thank you for listening or watching or whatever. I try to make it interesting, switching back and forth, but yeah, I'm not used to sharing my writing like this. I don't usually do it ever, except like 7 years ago when I wrote that book. But yeah, I hope you liked it. It was serious, but like not totally serious. It's kind of a weird world, but I had fun with it. Thank you for watching if you did. And okay, I'm shutting it off. Bye. Thank you.